Servus YouTube, Chef here. This is my guide to Wolcen. I'm gonna talk about the very basics in this beginner guide. I wanted to combine this with an advanced guide as well, but after I wrote the script I realized there's way too much to talk about. So I'm gonna split this up into two. In the next advanced guide I will cover stats, items and their affixes, passives and the damage calculations behind everything, so stay tuned for that one. Also no spoilers for the story here, I will only play until the main hub, which is about 10 minutes into the game. Timestamps in the description below to jump ahead. Content covered in this guide will be character choices, tutorial, main hub, skills, passives, attributes and endgame. So first of all, when you start the game there's a character select. You will be greeted with three choices: melee, magic and ranged. This is not important, it only determines your starting weapons and skill, so pick which you prefer. Melee gets a sword and a skill anvil's bow. Ranged has a bow and strings of Carrarion, and mage with staff and consuming embers. You can have any kind of attributes or passive combinations, which can also be reset at any time. Every character can learn all skills in the game. You learn skills from acts, which you can drop from slain monsters, or buy from a merchant in town called the Metro. Tutorial. All characters have the same resource or reach, which is orange, and willpower purple. You gain one by spending the other. Once you use a skill, your resource turns white and it will take time to transfer over. You can shorten that time with gear. You have base willpower regen, so rage will fall off eventually. Depending on which weapon you're using, you can gain resource by auto-attacking. Staffs give willpower and any other weapon rage. You can turn on values for all your resources under settings, gameplay settings, display health and resource values. The other settings, show enemy health bar and show damage, are also very helpful. Above your rage bar are 4 green dots and 3 grey ones, which can be unlocked through gear and passive nodes. That is your stamina, it is used for dodge rolling. It will take 4 seconds to recharge 1 point. That time can also be shortened through gear. Next up, the red health globe. If this reaches 0, you will go into a knockdown state. You can revive up to 3 times by using a token or hold X to speed up the death timer. Once you used all and get knocked down again, you will respawn at the last checkpoint. In the endgame expeditions you will be booted out of the current map and not receive any rewards. To the left of the health globe is a smaller circle. This is your dash attack. It will trigger automatically on a basic attack with a melee weapon. You can turn this off and on by clicking on it. At the left end are your potion slots. You're going to unlock a second slot once you reach the main hub. Currently there are 3 different potions: health, reach and willpower. Potions will refill after killing enemies. You can also refill them in town by unequipping and putting them on again. If you do this outside the main hub, they will be empty instead. This is the main hub. In the middle we have a waypoint. You can travel to any that you have unlocked by pressing M. Outside of the hub you can also press T to open a portal, which brings you back to town. There are 3 merchants in total. The Metro is located in the southeast from the middle of the main hub. The Metro sells skills. The one to the north is called Mojave. He sells gears and potions. The higher level you get, the better stuff he sells. To the left of this merchant is your storage. You can unlock additional pages with gold. Storage is shared between characters and currency is not. And the last merchant is to the left, called Sanafair Stark the Jeweler. You can remove gems from gear by right-clicking it and pressing the remove gem button. This costs gold. The highest rarity of gems is flawed at the moment, which are also sold from this merchant at higher levels. Gems have different effects depending on which slot you put them. There are 3 different slots you can get on gear. Weapons always have offensive slots, armor has defensive, and accessories support slots. Skills, you learn them by right-clicking any acts outside of the store. If you have a merchant page open and right-click it, you will sell it. You can rebuy anything you sold to any merchant on this page. It saves the last 14 items sold. If you right-click any acts on the archivist page from the Metro, you will receive primordial affinity, the purple currency under your gold. This can be used to level up skills. Maximum level on skills is 20. If you left click on a skill, you can see what bonus you get for each level on the bottom of the page. The second use for Primordial Affinity is to reset your passive points in the Gate of Fates. You can also reset your attribute points for gold. Passives. The Gate of Fates currently has 3 ranks, with one of them not being used at the moment. It will be completed with the release in January next year. You can start spending passive points from the middle of the tree, and you need to connect any others to be able to unlock them. You can turn the wheels over here. This is important because it lets you travel through the areas where you get the most for your points. Like I said, it needs to be connected to be active. The color will fade out if it's inactive. The passives are color-coded. For melee red, it focuses around crit, attack damage and health. Green for ranged, which focuses around projectiles, attack speed and dodge chance. Purple for mage, with passives for spell damage, ailments and force shield. There are a few exceptions to this, and you can definitely mix all the passives, but it's a good way to roughly describe them. Attributes. There are 4 different stats in the game: ferocity for crit chance and health regen, toughness for health and all resistance, agility for dodge chance, attack and spellcast speed, and wisdom for applying ailments and also resisting them. Each attribute gives you increased damage. The one with the highest number will give you the most damage for each point, so focusing on one is advised. All 4 of them give the same amount, it just depends on the highest value. There's a lot of math behind this and many different calculations. I will go in depth about it in my advanced guide. Endgame. Once you've completed the story mode, you will unlock the Soldier of Fortune mode. You can find this under game settings on the main screen. This is where the endgame grind will take place. You unlock expeditions once you completed a mission from the NPC called Dashing Eugene. Just walk up to him and accept the quest. A portal will open which brings you into a dungeon. You need to finish the objective to complete the quest. Once you're done, press T to return to town. Get your rewards by talking to Eugene again. Now you're ready for expeditions. Talk to Alexander to open up expedition screen. You start off with adept difficulty. The quest will be always the same from here on out, no matter which difficulty you select. It's hunt down enemies, kill enough enemies to fill up a bar and spawn a boss. Once you kill the boss, 2 portals will spawn. The blue one brings you back to town, and you will receive your rewards by talking to Alexander. And the red one brings you further down, increasing the level of monsters. You can see the +2 level around here. You have to kill 3 bosses to unlock the next difficulty. If you continue after the 3rd one, you will unlock another difficulty for each boss afterwards. And you can do that up to a total of 6 times. After that, only 1 blue portal will spawn. If your HP reaches 0, you go into a down state. You can either hold space to revive up to 3 times. After that, you will be kicked out of the expeditions and receive no rewards, or hold X to give up and leave immediately. In multiplayer, you will need your teammates to walk up to you and revive you, and if all party members die, you will be booted out. If there's a teammate in town, you will never be booted out and can respawn as much as you want. You will not be able to leave the dungeon until either your teammate joins you and dies as well, or you defeat the boss and enter a blue portal. The highest difficulty at the moment is Champion 9. Can also roll modifiers with gold to increase magic find and item quantity. You can add a total of 5 modifiers. After that you will have the option to lure untainteds. This has been added with the Carousel update. You will not be able to drop items during the expedition, but the rewards will have a chance to roll the most powerful affixes in the game. To start off, I recommend doing Veteran 3 until you have all uniques you need and decent legendaries. After that, lure untainteds to get those affixes with attacks gain damage from last spell cast or 9% damage per unspent rage. Those are the most powerful at the moment. And there you go, this is all for the beginner guide. As I said, I will go in depth on all the math behind stats as well, passive interactions and ailments in my advanced guide. If you appreciate the Wolcen content, leave me a like. Also, if you got any other questions, feel free to ask me anything in the comments or on Twitch. I'm live over there Thursday to Monday, 10 PM CET. Hope this helped you out and see you next time. Servus, YouTube.